Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Sandy Toe Tarot. My name is Laura. I'm very happy to be here with you guys today to do this pick a card reading. We're going to do a yes or no reading again. I did one a couple of weeks ago and it was really well received. So I decided to do another one, and then a friend of mine asked me to do another yes or no pick a card too. So this is for him. You know who you are. I have 4 piles down here, and so the way this works is you have a question that can be answered with a yes or no, and you choose the pile that is going to answer that question for you. I do recommend taking a few deep breaths before you choose your pile. Have your question in mind for sure before you choose your pile. You can choose 1 pile or you can choose 4 piles, but I would have 1 question per pile. You don't want to have 1 question and pick all 4 piles, because you know that's not gonna help you. So I do have like 5 different cards in each pile. Through those 5 cards, I should be able to get a definite yes or no for the particular question that you asked. Now there will be other information that comes through, and that other information may just be for a few people. It may apply to you and it may not apply to your particular question. But that's just the way the energy works. Sometimes messages come through for individual people when they need to hear it. So that's good. Okay, as always, you guys, I thank you for your support. And if you do like what you see here, do give the video a thumbs up. You can share my videos or my channel with anybody that you think might be interested. And then also you can subscribe to my channel if you wish. I do have to say, for some people who may not know, it is entirely free to subscribe to a channel on YouTube. So just hit that subscribe button. It should be somewhere underneath the video. And then also when you do hit the subscribe button, hit that bell, and then you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. So let's get to it. I'm going to put the camera down so you guys can see the piles and start deciding which pile you want to use to answer your yes or no question. Okay guys, here we go. So these are the piles for the yes or no pick a card reading. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Pile 1 has a seashell from Florida on it. Pile 2 has an earth stone on it. It is a very polished brown stone, so I'm calling that an earth stone. On pile 3, we have the sea glass from Ireland, which I use all the time, the green sea glass. I love it very much. And on pile 4, we have a peacock feathered necklace bead. So if that speaks to you, you can choose pile 4. Again, you can pick the pile that you want any way that you want to pick it. You can just close your eyes and open them and then pick the pile that you're drawn to. You can choose by what's on top of them. You can choose by number. If you like the number 1, then choose pile number 1. But I will get started with pile number 1, and I will put the timestamps in the description or in a comment down below. So let's get started with your yes or no pick a card reading. So if you chose pile number 1 with the Florida seashell on it, these are your cards. Okay, so we got the 3 of Pentacles. We got the Death card. We got the Ace of Swords. We got the High Priestess. And for our Sacred Traveler Oracle card, we got Cleansing Waters, Purification Activates Vibrant Life Force. So I hope you can see all that. So for pile 1, I am getting an absolute yes for your question, whatever your question was. Let's start with this cleansing waters here. Purification activates vibrant life force. So this is a lady who's laying down in a pond. She's a beautiful woman with red hair. She's letting the water wash over her up to her ears. It's almost like she's floating in the water. For you, those of you who live around water, floating is kind of a really cool thing to do. You just let your body relax and just float in the water and let it flood over you. This water, as it floods over her, has a cleansing effect for a little bit of drama that she may have gone through. There has been, I believe, some kind of an ending, and that is indicated here by the death card. The death is very rarely a literal death in the tarot. What it does mean is that something has come to an end in your life, and it has come to an end because it needed to. It may have been a situation where there was a lot of negativity and a lot of trauma around whatever it was that came to an ending. But it is a beautiful ending because it is an ending that helps you transform, like the phoenix rising out of the ashes, right? You are transforming your life into something beautiful. And the reason I think that there might have been a little bit of trauma around this death that has happened is because we got the Ace of Swords here. And the Ace of Swords is, aces are always new beginnings in your life. The Ace of Swords is a new beginning that they always have the hand of God in them. The new beginnings with aces, they're always divinely guided. But the Ace of Swords is particularly a beginning that comes out of hard times. It's a hard-won beginning. It was a little bit of a traumatic beginning. It was through some problems or some adversity. You have ended up victorious over whatever it is that may have been difficult for you. And because of that, because you are victorious over this difficult time, you get a new beginning. So that's why I think this particular pile, the answer is yes. It's not particularly easy yes, but I think one of the things that has some promise here too is the Three of Pentacles. And pentacles are planting seeds, right? So you do get a new beginning here. It is a hard-won beginning that comes from a little bit of adversity. What's the word? Adversity. That's the word I'm looking for. So you get a new beginning that does come from adversity, but you're planting the seeds. You are embracing this new beginning. I think it has something to do with what you want to move forward in the way of work-wise, or some enterprise that will bring you money. But you are embracing it. You're planting the seeds for an abundant financial future. So I do want to say this. The Death is also the card of Scorpio. And Scorpio, these Scorpios are, first of all, it's a water sign, so they're emotional people. But they don't necessarily let their emotions rule them. but they definitely have them, and they, you know, that's one of the reasons that they're really good with dealing with people. They understand people. They understand when they're going through something that's really hard and really deep. They have that huge sympathy for other people. But Scorpio is also the sign of transformation. And sometimes it does happen after things, you know, after a death, after something has ended. The Scorpio will transform themselves into something way better than what it was before. Watch out for the sting of a scorpion, though. I will say that. I have to say, my first husband was a Scorpio, so, you know, I love him, but whatever. Okay. So the other card that we have here is the High Priestess, and this is the Divine Feminine. So the High Priestess is spirituality. It's not religion. It's not the dogma of religion, right? It's going within. It's finding the answers from within and through your intuition. It's a beautiful card. The Divine Feminine is a very balanced and very deep and spiritual card. So I do feel like through this new beginning, as you are planting the seeds for your new financial future, it's good to follow your intuition on this path. You may not have all the answers immediately. You may not be able to see it immediately in the tangible, in the everyday, in the earth environment. So you're going to have to follow your intuition to take you down this new path. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. Definitely a yes, a bit of a hard one, yes. But I'm very happy for you guys that you made it through that you're ready to move forward into your new beginning out of a little bit of adversity. You deserve it. And if you can, go get into the water and just float and let that water wash over you and purify you. So that's all I have for pile 1. Let's move on to pile 2. Hi guys, welcome back. So if you chose pile 2, these are your messages. Pile 2 with the Earth Stone. Okay, so we have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the Lover's card. We have the King of Swords. And we have, for the Sacred Traveler Oracle, we have fellow travelers. Support is all around you. So this is very interesting. I'm getting a no for this particular deck or this particular pile. And I have a very specific message here. So, okay. In general, the answer is no. Specifically, the answer is no as it relates to a relationship. So here's what I have. The Lover's card, first of all, it's the Gemini card if you have any Geminis in your life. Geminis are awesome. I love them. Very energetic. Air signs, right? So it's all about thinking, and they're great communicators. I kind of, I hate to say this, but it's kind of true. I kind of feel like they're the monkeys of the zodiac because they're so much fun and they're entertaining and that kind of thing. Brilliant communicators. However, the Geminis do have that duality. Like they have two different personalities sometimes. And they're not, whenever you say that, they have two split personalities or whatever. People think a good one and a bad one, but that's not necessarily true. So the lover's card in general is a choice, and it's usually a choice in love. Sometimes it can be a choice between two things that you love. Sometimes it's a choice between two people that you love. Sometimes it's a choice between something you love and something else. But whatever it is, the lover's card has always meant you have a choice, and it has something to do with love. So here's why I say no, and it's a very specific no, and it's a very specific message to probably just a few people. This is a no that has something to do with a love situation. You have been back and forth in this love situation. You've been trying to decide a yes or no. And you have the King of Swords here. The King of Swords is the card of Libra. It is also, the kings are the highest, how can you explain kings? It is masculine. It's a masculine energy. A queen's a feminine energy. But it is also the highest court card, which means you have achieved whatever the qualities are of this suit. And the qualities of this suit are clarity of thought. They are, it's integrity. The King of Swords, it's balanced. This king gets, he gets a little bit, he's misunderstood a little bit. He's not as emotional or as fun as some other kings. But he is smart. He is balanced. He is fair. His decisions are based on fairness and integrity. You cannot touch this king as far as integrity is concerned. There are very few people who have this kind of integrity. Libras can also be the diplomats of the zodiac. Like, they can see both sides of a situation. The Justice card in the major arcana is the sign of Libra, because they have the balance thing going on. They can weigh both sides. When this king has to, notice he is carrying a sword, he can cut it off in one fell swoop without even thinking twice about it. Oh my God, what happened to That was the weirdest thing. Okay, my lover's card just fell off the table. It attached to my elbow and it fell off the table. I don't know what that means, but I do know what this reading means. And what this reading means is you have a choice. The best decision is to cut it off without thinking twice about it. And here's why. You have the Five of Pentacles here, which is a card of being left out in the cold. It's a card of being on your own. It's a card of really very, very painful situations in your life. It is the poverty card, but not in this reading. It's not poverty. It is feeling left out in the cold because of this situation, this romantic situation. Like, you're on your own. You're on your own, whether you're in it or you're not in it. You're still on your own. It has been, we have the Ten of Wands here, which is just a bundle of burdens. You've been weighed down by this situation. Maybe you don't like to admit it. It's hard to admit sometimes when you're emotionally attached to a person, right? If you have the capacity to love, you can love some of the most damaged people. However, you have been weighed down with burdens in this relationship. They have been laid upon you, and you have taken every single one of those burdens and you have carried them. The tens are endings and beginnings at the same time. So you are in a stage, you're in a place with this relationship where you might still have some burdens that you have to carry from it as you move forward. All these things that have been laid upon you in this relationship. But you are moving forward. It's the end. I say the Ten of Swords is the stick a fork in me, I'm done card. But this is a close second. It's like, I'm done. I cannot do this anymore. This has been such a burdensome relationship. I have felt out in the cold on my own throughout, maybe the whole thing, but definitely recently. And I am going to have to cut this off swiftly and with clarity. Not with malice, but with clarity, with decisiveness. It is time to cut this off. And that's where this fellow travelers card comes in. Support is all around you. When you make a big decision like this is tough energy, you guys. I'm not going to lie. I've been here so many times. I know this energy is so tough when you're in a bad situation that's nothing but drained you and burdened you and made you feel just like poverty, a relationship of emotional poverty, right? But you know you have to cut it off. But the good news is there are people around you who love you, and who are going to support you through this situation. So I know that was heavy, and I'm very sorry to deliver that no with such a specific message for somebody who is going through a really hard time right now, and I'm sorry for that. But please know that there are people around you that love you and support you, and they're going to help you through this, and you're going to come out on the other side way much better for you personally. So I wish you all the best. Hey guys, if you chose pile 2 for your yes or no pick a card reading, these are your messages. Pile 2, just as a reminder, had the green sea glass from Ireland on it. Here are your cards. You have the King of Wands. You have the Two of Cups. You have the Eight of Pentacles. You have the Two of Swords. You have Distant Thunder, Clear the Air. So this, I do feel like this is a no. This is a little bit similar to pile 2, only in that there's a very specific message here, I think. If you chose this pile, I think you might be dealing with a situation where you are contemplating, where you're thinking about maybe doing something with a partnership in a business. And I think that is a no. Okay, so let's talk about the Distant Thunder, Clear the Air. So clearly, as beautiful as Rapunzel is in her tower, that's like medieval attire, right? I don't know. You'll have to tell me. Put it in the comments below. It's beautiful. With the medieval England, I think. with the big cone-shaped hat and then the scarf flowing out of it on a tower. It just reminds me of Rapunzel or whatever. But you do see that there are absolutely storm clouds in the future. And so a storm is brewing. And when there is a storm brewing, that usually is an indication of a pretty solid no. Now, I will say this, because it says clear the air, it's kind of like the tower moment in the regular tarot cards. This storm that's coming, whatever it is, it's going to wipe the slate clean. It has to happen. You have to, it has to come. Storms are a part of life, right? Whatever it is, the storm is, it is going to clear the air for a brighter future. But for whatever it is that you consulted the cards about today, I'm going to say that the answer is no, mostly because of this card right here. Storms are brewing. So I do think you got a couple of twos here. You have the Two of Swords, which is kind of like being at an impasse. You have two choices, or you at least feel like you have a couple of choices to make, and you kind of do not want to make a decision. You are at an impasse. If you notice, she does have a blindfold on, so she is avoiding whatever it is that she has to make a decision about. But the warning of this card is you cannot hold out forever. You're going to have to make a decision. The second two that you have, which is choices, right, is the Two of Cups. A lot of times, this will mean a new partnership that's coming in for you, and romance. In this particular spread, I do not feel like it's romance at all. I feel like it's a partnership that has something to do with business. And the reason I say that is because we have this card here, which is the Eight of Pentacles, and that the Eight of Pentacles is, can be like a prosperous card for money and for work. It is definitely working at something that you love. And it's definitely related to an apprenticeship kind of situation. You're in the start of working towards something that you love in the way of business. So I feel like the question has something to do with, I'm starting an enterprise that has something to do with what I love to do, what I would love to do. I'm hammering out that pinnacle. That is what I love to do. That will bring me money. It has something to do with that, right? It has something to do with work. That will bring me money. Or an enterprise. That will bring me money. But it's also something that I love to do. I feel like that you thought about or have been thinking about embarking on that journey toward what it is that you want to do work-wise for your financial future with someone else in a partnership. And you've kind of been at an impasse. It's like, should I start this partnership with this person? Is that going to be the way forward? I do have this thing that I want to do that I absolutely love to do. I do feel like it will bring me substantial wealth, or enough, certainly enough financially to survive and to thrive. And I'm thinking about doing it with a partner. I'm thinking of taking on a partner to embark on this journey, this creative journey of making money doing what I love to do. Well, what this card is saying, first of all, this card is saying, no. I feel like there's going to be problems in that partnership if you take that path. And what this card is saying is you'd be better off doing it alone. This is the King of Wands. It's the king of enterprise. It's the king of, oh my gosh, so many things. It's the king of energy, creative energy, fun, adventure. But it is a natural born leader, this King of Wands. It's the card of Aries. If you know you're an Aries or you have some Aries involved in this decision making. But if you notice, this King of Wands has taken up this one rod by himself. If you notice that, he's by himself. He's taking up this rod and he's moving this enterprise. He's a very enterprising king, right? He's moving it forward, but he's moving it forward on his own. Natural born leader, right? So it is a no for a partnership in your financial endeavor that you want to undertake. It is a yes for doing it on your own. So again, that was a very specific message, so it won't resonate with everybody, but for whoever that is, I think it came out very clearly. So best of luck to you in your business endeavor on your own. Namaste. Okay, guys, if you chose number 4, the peacock bead. So number 4 for the yes or no, pick a card. These are your messages and your cards. You have the King of Cups. You have the Magician. You have the King of Wands. You have the Five of Swords. Oh, wow. And you have infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. God, what a beautiful card. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so this is a little bit unique. If you chose pile number 4, the answer to your question is an absolute yes. There is infinite abundance coming into your life. If you look at this card, there's like these ladies, they're smashing the grapes. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what this is. Actually, this might be cranberry. No, cranberries don't grow like that. Maybe apples that they're picking from these trees. I'm not really sure what it is that they're picking, but there is so much of it. They cannot figure out what to do with it. It is a happy harvest. It is a time of realizing everything that you have wanted to manifest. And interestingly enough, this card of the Magician is the Master Manifester in the Major Arcana. It is the card of whatever it is that you seek to do, whatever it is that you want to manifest, you have all of the tools that you need, you have all of the abilities that you need, you have all of the education that you need, you have absolutely everything that you need to fulfill this dream, to reap this reward, to rake in this infinite abundance that you have dreamed of in the Magician phase, right? It's beautiful. This is fantastic. This is an absolute yes, and it is a really abundant, beautiful yes. So here, there are a couple things here. So I have 2 sets of cards here. I have the Herbal Tarot, which is what the Magician is. And I have The Secrets of the Tarot by Amanda Hall, which is these 2 cards over here. So this is really interesting. Under the Herbal Tarot with the Magician, which is the Master Manifester, we also have the King of Cups here. The King of Cups is the Cancer card. Cancers are natural born leaders. It's a cardinal sign. They are it's a water sign, so there's some emotion involved in their decision-making process. Cancers are highly intelligent. In general, it is an older gentleman who is very good at relationships. This guy seriously knows, has mastered his emotions, knows how to handle relationships, and knows how to get through what he wants through relationships. It's almost kind of like a public relations kind of person. You know, their goals that they have, there are things that they want to accomplish, but they know they have to have other people to accomplish it. But, okay, so this Cancer card is next to this Magician card in the Herbal Tarot deck. Over here, with the Secrets of the Tarot by Amanda Hall, we have the Five of Swords, which we've talked about the Five of Swords before. That is kind of the card of conflict. It is a card of being in conflict with other people and making a decision to either walk away from the conflict or making a decision to fight. The message of the card is that if you fight, you may win. However, at what cost? You may win, but it may be a hollow victory. It may have caused so much anguish to win. It does not feel good to win. That card that comes along with the King of Wands, which is, again, an older gentleman who has a lot of fun, who has a lot of energy, who is very enterprising, right? And in general, maybe doesn't have a pot to piss in, but is someone who can take an idea and run with it. I do feel like in this particular reading, your answer is yes, but the way forward is through the King of Cups and not through the King of Wands. And what that means to me is the way forward to this infinite abundance is through cooperation, it's through relationships, it's working through harmoniously with other people. It may be through an older gentleman in your life who knows about relationships, who's very good with relating to other people. And that's the way forward. And if there is an option that has to do with adventure and enterprise and going it alone and taking the path of leadership and moving in that direction, that's not going to be the way to go for this particular answer. In another reading, that might be the way to go. But in this reading, you want to manifest what it is that you want to come into your life that will bring you absolute infinite abundance. But you want to manifest it either with an older gentleman that is very good at relationships or through relationships with other people. Relationships are going to be a big part of how you will manifest what it is that you want. So I hope this reading was helpful for you guys. I love the card of infinite abundance. What is better than that? I hope you guys have a good week, and namaste.